Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, hi, hi. It is I, Dr. Lene Javette. You know what? How is everybody doing today? What's good? What's good? What's good? To give it a little bit of time to let you guys come into the room. For those of you who are joining me, who already know me, you already know that I'm Dr. Lene Javette. Those of you that do not know me, I am a business coach and a monetization strategist. And today we're talking about, let me get my little notes here. Today we're talking about median wealth of Black Americans will fall to zero by 2053. And I wanted to talk about that because it's something that I'm passionate about, right? I do not want to see Black people lose money, and I definitely don't want us to see us be at $0 by 2053. Hey, 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 what's good? What's good? Hey, everybody. Hey, Instagram. Hey, Facebook. How y'all doing? Everybody good today? I hope everybody's good today. Um, Besides the fact that I have an event coming up called the Black Power Business Conference, where we are focusing on business funding, I really wanted to talk about this article. Median wealth of Black Americans will fall to zero by 2053. When this article first came out, it was in 2017. In 2017, it said that by 2020, um, our counterparts, right, not the non-blacks, will own 86% of the wealth. And when I first saw it, I didn't believe it. I was like, that's crazy. There's no way we're going to be at $0 in wealth by 2053. And I'm probably maybe or maybe not didn't believe that they would own 86% of the wealth, but the numbers are staggering, and it's kind of saying that they are. So I wanted to kind of just talk about that, because when people ask me all the time, like, how do you get to the conversations that you're going to have? One, why do you only focus on Black people? That's one of the things I get a lot. Two, why do you have these conversations that you're going to have? Three, why is funding so important to you? More importantly, why is entrepreneurship so important to you? Why do you work with Black entrepreneurs? And I will tell you that I fundamentally believe that African American and or Black people's economic empowerment is going to come by way of entrepreneurship. That's why I love it. That's why I focus on it. But when you hear these numbers, you're like, you start to really understand what it means, right? So you have to understand what they said in 2017 to understand what's happening right now. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about 2017. Hi, Jakai. So in 2017, there was a report that came out that said in 2053, Black Americans will have zero wealth by 2053. It says a new report calculates that median wealth for Black Americans will fall to $0 by 2053 if current trends continue. Latino Americans, who are also experiencing a sustained downward wealth slide, will hit zero about 2 decades later. Okay. According to the study by Prosperity Now and the Institute for Policy Studies. With the United States set to become a majority minority by 2044, researchers say that this spells major economic peril for the nation. If the racial wealth divide continues to accelerate, the economic conditions of Black and Latino households will have an increasingly adverse impact on the economy at large, because the majority of United States households will no longer have enough wealth to stake their claim in the middle class. Okay. By 2022, this is what it said. By 2022, median Black and Latino households stand to lose nearly 18% and 12% of the wealth that they held in 2013, respectively, while median white households' wealth increased by 3%, the report says. At that point, just 3 years from then, which was 2017 to 2020, household wealth increased by, just 3 years from now, white households are projected to own 86 times more wealth than Black households and 68 times more wealth than Latino households. Okay, that was in 2006. That was in 2017. I was reading the numbers today, and I was astonished to find this out, because I like to look to see. I don't know about you, but sometimes I go back and see, like, did what they say really happen? Should we really be, up in arms? Should we, is it really going to be doomsday? So I like to look at these things. And so I was looking at this study today, and it says that it's using data from the Federal Reserve's distributional financial accounts that shows between 2019 and 2022, the total wealth increase for all racial and ethnic groups. Um, However, according to the Survey for Consumer Finances, median Black wealth increased from 27,900 to 44,840, which sounds good, right? So we went from 27,009 to 44,800. However, we continue to lag other racial groups. In 2022, median wealth was approximately $62,000 for non-white Latinos or Hispanics, and $285,000 for white households. $536,000 for Asian American households. What that means is from 1989 to 2022, the Black white median wealth gap averaged traditionally about $172,000, but it doesn't really drop between a 10% threshold. However, between 2019 and 2022, the gap breached that 10% of the average, signaling an increase in disparity that has not been seen since 2007, when the gap reached $214,970. What that means is that the disparity between Blacks, African Americans, and white households has increased. For every $100 in wealth held by white households, Black households held only $15, which is an 85% wealth gap that was predicted in 2017. That being said, does that mean we're headed for $0 in wealth in 2053 if this gap continues to increase? If we're already technically at the 85% mark, for $100 to go into their community or to their households, $15 goes into our household. So I say all that to say, when people ask me, why are you so passionate about economic empowerment for Black people, economic empowerment for Black entrepreneurs? Why are you so passionate about what's happening in the entrepreneur space? This is why. This is the reason why I go so hard. The other thing I looked at today, because I'm always looking to see like what's going on in the world relative to us. Net housing equity drove increases in Black wealth, while corporate and business equity drives increase in white wealth. And so that also tells me that wealth comes through business. Wealth comes through the businesses that we have. Business equity is a vital wealth building component for Black families, representing 21% of wealth accumulation for Black households. White households is only 22%. So they're not beating us in the equity department. Now they do beat us in the financials and how much comes in, but not in the equity. So this article says an increase in Black businesses can play a critical role in increasing wealth. Therefore, I am on a personal journey to make sure that we increase our businesses. We increase how our businesses show up. We increase money. We increase employment. Not just for business owners. In 2020, Black businesses employed 1.3 million people and created over 48,000 new jobs. That says that Black entrepreneurship, Black businesses, we can make a crucial impact. We can make a crucial impact in our wealth, in changing the trend of going to a community that has zero wealth. And then I just start looking at like, what is wealth? What is the definition of wealth? Like, is it just the money that you have? And I'm gonna tell you what this says, and then you guys can tell me what you think. So wealth is the difference between what families own, for instance, their savings and checkings accounts, retirement savings, houses and cars, and what they owe on credit cards, student loans, and mortgages, among other debt. And I was like, well, damn, if you throw student loans in there, our wealth is damaged. Because I don't know, I just finished my PhD, so I got crazy student loans, okay? So I better understood that. Wealth also provides families the means to invest in their children's education, to start a business, relocate for new and better opportunities, buy a house, and have greater participation in the democratic process. The other thing that I'm passionate about is education. I believe, and I feel like this is a personal thing that's on my heart right now, is that public schools, public education is going to be gone in the next 3 to 5 years. I don't know if this is true. This is just my prediction. And if our wealth continues on the downward trend, how will our children be educated? I feel like public education is going to be gone pretty soon. And therefore, if you cannot pay to have your children be educated, we are going to fall behind. And some of this, I feel like, of course, is systematic, right? But I wholeheartedly believe I don't like to be one of those people that say everybody has to have a business. And if you're not an entrepreneur, I'm not that way. I believe that there's some people that should go to work, and I believe there's some people who should have a business. But I do believe that every African American person and family, Black person, Black family, should have some type of business to bring in an extra means of finances into their household, even if it's just to cover the cost of education. According to this, more than 2/3, which is 68.1% of Black families with incomes from 35,000 to 100,000 could not afford all the food they needed, faced eviction or foreclosure, or had difficulty paying all their bills from August 2020 to December 2020. These situations apply to 49.3% of white households in this income category. We have to do a better job with regards to bringing money into our households. And so that is why I'm super passionate about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship says that nobody can tell you how much money you can make. Nobody can tell you how much you can make an hour. Nobody can fire you. Nobody can tell you you can't take time off to go pick up your kids, or you can't stay home to take care of your kids. Like, that's what I love about entrepreneurship. That's what I love about being a business owner. But that's also what I love about being able to help Black businesses and Black entrepreneurs, right? And so that's basically how I respond. That's how I like, hey, Devin. That's how I respond. That's how I like to reply when somebody asks me, why are you so passionate about this? Why do you focus on Black businesses? Why do you focus on Black entrepreneurs? Why do you go so hard in the paint for this demographic, as far as people go, but as far as careers go? How come we aren't pushing education? How come we aren't pushing school? How come all of those things are great and good, but when it comes down to who's responsible for you, who's going to make sure that your family survives from this generation to the next, who can lay the foundation to change the direction of what your family is doing today and what it looks like tomorrow? We are. Like, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones that we've been talking about. I forget how the quote goes. I think it is Maya Angelou. It might not be, but it says, we are our ancestors' dream. Like, we are the dreams of our ancestors, and it's on us to push through and to produce and to have. And so that's why I don't want to leave our community with $0 by 2053. And so if it's not the main reason, it's at the top for why entrepreneurship is so important. It's at the top for why having a business is so important. And again, it can be a side hustle. It doesn't have to be your main thing. But education is important. We have to make sure that we have funds coming into our house to take care of our life, our children, the quality of life that you want to live. All of that can be funded by a business. And so that's literally it. That's all I wanted to come on and say today, is make sure that you and your family and your legacy does not fall victim to the $0 by 2053. And Angela, we are our ancestors' wildest dreams. Yes, I love that. I have it somewhere. I can't remember who said it. I think maybe it wasn't Maya Angelou, but that is one of my favorites. We are our ancestors' wildest dreams. And sometimes we look at our life like we aren't living that. We aren't living our life to the best of our ability, or the life that we live, it could be better, right? We made strides. We're definitely better than we were 100 years ago, but we ain't all the way in the driver's seat either. Like, we're better, but we can still be better. But we are better. And so I think the goal is just to continue getting better. And some of that is going to come by what we do today, right? Whether you have kids, you don't have kids, if you have cousins, nieces, nephews, It's on us, right? And a side business or your real business or whatever it is that you have or can do to bring revenue, income into your household to make sure that when you are not a part of the $0 in wealth. 2053 is only 29 years away. It's only 29 years away. And when I think about going to $0 in wealth by 2053, that means every year we're getting poorer. So it's not like a overnight, oh, all of a sudden in 2053, we have no wealth. It's where if they're making $100 right now, we're only making 15. Before you know it, we'll only be making 13. They'll be making $2 more. And then we'll be making 10. They'll be making $5 more. And then we'll be making 7. You see what I'm saying? And that's how it will dwindle down to 0. So right now, today, we have to start pushing back. So instead of them getting a what does it say? Instead of them getting 100 and we're getting the 15. What does it say? The growing disparity means that for every $100 in wealth held by white households, Black households held 15. So we need to start shifting that. We need to start doing 20, and they only get 95. And then we start doing, like, we need to start making a shift so that we start moving to the other side. That's where business comes in at. Again, work your regular job, whatever you want to do, bring money in. Homeschooling might be a real thing. Private school might be a real thing. Have y'all seen the cost of cereal? You might have to have a side hustle just to pay for groceries, okay? like for real. Travel, vacation, like they trying to take the what is it, escalation? Whatever. Prices is going up. Some people say we're in a recession. Some people say we're not. Like, all that to say, that's why I do what I do. So when people ask me, how do I come up with my events? How do I know what I'm going to talk about? What's important to me? This year's for the Black Power Business Conference, which is a virtual event next Saturday and Sunday, March 23rd and 24th. It's 30% off right now if you get your ticket. Let me put my little thing up here. Captions. I'll put this up here. Oopsie. Bam. There's that right there. Okay. And then yeah. It's 30% off right now. And our whole goal and our whole focus is on funding, financing, business credit, because it is one of, if not the number one reason why Black businesses fail is because they don't have funding. And since we know that funding is an issue, I wanted to focus on funding this year. So this year, all we're talking about this year at the conference is business grants, how to get them, where to get them, how to apply for it, what does the success rate look like. We're talking about business credit, and I'm not talking about that fluffy go get 8 trade. No, I'm talking about business credit. How do you tell me, how do I get this car in my business name? What do I got to do? Tell me step by step, run me to play. How do I go about business credit? What do I need? How do I do, like, don't be out here giving these people no fluffy information. We're talking about sales, how to get sales, where to get sales. We're talking about strategy. We're talking about mindset. We're talking like all the stuff that people don't really talk about when it comes to talking about business. That's what I'm going to talk about. Our theme this year is get to the money. Okay. Anybody needs to get to the money? If you need to get to the money, put get to the money in the chat. Like if you want to get to the money, put get to the money. And thank you. Hey, Dante, inflation. Thank you so much. The way my 47-year-old brain works, I knew it had elation on it, but I couldn't think of what it was. Inflation. Thank you. Come on, 47. Work with me, brain. Inflation. So yeah, so this year, it's all about the money. Black businesses, first of all, Black people, resilient, beautiful, amazing, wonderful, innovative, passionate, all of the above, all the things, right? That's us. That's who we are. The reason why they have to hold us back. They have to hold us down. They have to talk to us crazy. Because if we ever came together and realized how powerful we are, how resilient we are, how smart and creative we are, that we are trendsetters, that we make the world turn, we would take over. They can't let us do that. They can't. So it's on us to figure out ways to be creative to give us the leg up that we need. And so that is why I do what I do. That is why this year we're focusing on getting to the money. Like all roads lead to get into the money because we know that if you have capital, if you have revenue, if you have financing, if you have funding, then your business can prosper. This year, what I'm doing is because I believe in putting your money where your mouth is. We're doing a grant this year. We're doing 4 grants. I'm actually giving money away this year. I'm so excited to give money away. We're doing a $1,000 grant for startups, so businesses that have been in business for less than 2 years. We're doing a $1,500 grant for those businesses that need education. So somebody might not have business acumen. They just need to know, I need to better understand business. I need to better know about business. I want to take a class. I want to take a course. I want to go to a conference. So we're doing a $1,500 grant for education. We're doing a $2,500 grant called the Empower Her Growth Grant. And this grant is for businesses that have been in business for more than 2 years. And this grant is all about a business that needs to grow. Maybe you need to put $2,500 into your marketing, $2,500 into your website, $2,500 into branding or redoing something or inventory. So it's all about growing a business. And then I am personally sponsoring myself a $5,000 grant for coaching. Somebody who's like, I could really make my business do what it needs to do if I just had a coach or a mentor or somebody I could talk to. And so we're doing that. So we're basically doing $10,000 in grants for 4 people. So when I say I love what I do, when I say I'm for Black people, when I'm saying I'm about this, make your business better, I mean it wholeheartedly. So we're talking about getting to the money and we're giving you the money. Okay. Dennis said, be one all day, every day. Get to the money, get to the money, get to the money, get to the money, get to the money. Amen and hallelujah. That's what they said over here on Facebook. Shantae says, listen, that cereal bill is real, very real. Inflation is happening, recession is happening, jobs are being lost. If you are a business owner, if you want to be a business owner, if you've been thinking about being a business owner and you need to get to the money, I personally want to invite you to the conference this year. And we did an upgrade. I'm sorry that you guys can't see it over on Instagram. I'm showing them on Facebook how dope the sales page is, and just that's your girl right there. But I wanted to just talk to you guys about the topics. We're talking about how to keep day 1 is all about how to keep the money, strategy and mindset. Day 2 is all about one is about how to get the money. So day 1 is about how to get the money. Day 2 is about how to keep the money. So we're talking about the art of securing business credit to leverage financial security and growth. We're talking about from application to approval, mastering the grant process. We have a CEO talk where we're talking about partnerships, sponsorships, and collaborations, because that's another way to get to the money. We're talking about going from Black and local to Black and global. So if you've ever thought about selling your product or service internationally, there is a way to do it, and your state will pay for it. Our United States government will actually pay for you to go international. I don't know if y'all knew that, but my girl does. And we're talking about how to turn likes into revenue. So if you have a social media following or you want to build a social media following, how do you actually turn those likes into money? Not just be online having a good time for fun, but how do you actually make money off of your social media? Day 2, we're talking about how to keep the money, strategy and mindset. So we're going to talk about setting the stage, the mindset for 6 and 7 figures, because it's a shift. People don't always be prepared for it. Sometimes you show up and you don't really know what to do, what to say, how to act, how to be yourself authentically. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about sales strategies to craft your winning path to 6 and 7 figures. So if you aren't really sure about sales, how to sell, what to sell, we're going to be talking about that. We're doing a keynote on strategic planning for the long game. We have a conversation about SEO and sales copy or persuasive copy, because too many entrepreneurs don't know the difference or what to do or how to use it. And then we're talking about operational excellence, systems, and automation. So It's going to be a great conference. 16 of the dopest Black women you have ever met will be there. And I'm geeked because I get to host it and facilitate it. And again, I know why I do it. Oh, I just threw something in. I haven't even told anybody about it yet. It comes with a grants unlocked and a 1,000 lenders list and business funders. I just purchased that. I was given the okay to be able to include it. So I'm also going to be giving away a list of 1,000 funders and places where you can get money if you're a Black business. So super excited, super excited. Somebody said dopeness. May one individual apply for? Yes, Dennis, good question. Yes. So this is how it works, because somebody asked me that. So it literally, you have up to the opportunity to do $10,000. So actually 3. So the first grant, you have to be in business for less than 2 years. The second grant, anyone can apply for. The third grant, you have to be in business for more than 2 years. So those are the only, so more than 2 years. And then the fourth grant, anyone can apply. So you ultimately can apply for at least 3 of them. You can apply for under 2 years, education and growth. You can apply for over 2 years, education and growth. So those are the only 2 you can apply for. I wanted to make sure I had one that was just for people who are getting started, and I wanted to make sure I had one for people who were kind of already involved in their business. But I also created 2 where anybody could apply. The reason why I have it set up this way is because a lot of times when you go to apply for a grant, like a FedEx grant, you're competing with 10,000 people. With our grants that are specific for Black entrepreneurs, you're competing with less than 500. So the opportunity and the chances of securing a grant with me is lower, but also you're in a room where we're having real grant conversations, talking about grants. You're going to get a list of lenders. There's a lot of good stuff that I'm making sure that you guys walk away with. I don't like to talk about something without making sure that you have it. And so I don't want to just tell you, let's talk about getting to the money without giving you the tools and the resources that you need to actually get to the money. So yeah, this grants thing is dope. I'm excited for it. So I have a thing on business credit that actually walks you through how to get your business credit. Like I don't want anything you can Google. So if you can Google it, I already let the speakers know. If it's on Google, don't come to it. I want my people to walk away with the stuff that is not on Google. What are the hidden stuff? What's the stuff nobody's talking about? That's what we want. Okay. So that's it. That's all for today. I just really wanted to come in. I'm trying to be more present in the business, more in the front of the business. The event is Zoom. So if you can make it live, it would be great. If you cannot make it live, you do get to catch the replay. Every speaker is bringing something to give away. And this is what I like to say. You do not have to be present for the grant. The grant we will have already selected before we show up. You do not have to be present for the grant. Okay. But for the giveaways and the prizes, you do. So all of the speakers that come, they usually always bring something, either a product or a code. And the products I do as raffles and giveaways, you have to be present to win that. But the grant, you do not have to be present to win the grant. We just want to help a Black-owned business with funding and financing. We want to be the branch, right? We want to support us. And so I hope that. Any other questions anybody else has? Right now, there's a 30% off promotion. And so if you use the code WOMEN, WOMEN. Hold on, let me see. I want to use this one here. Beep. There we go. If you use the code WOMEN, WOMEN, then you can save 30%. And I did 3 tickets. You guys will see them on there, but there's 3 tickets there. So I didn't do a general ticket because I don't feel like Black people are general. We're not basic. So I have a VIP ticket and a platinum VIP ticket. I'm never going to do a general ticket ever again because I don't want Black people to feel like we're not general, we're not basic. So there's a VIP ticket, there's a platinum ticket. Now I will say this. I did do the way my bank account is set up ticket. Sometimes I get responses from people that are like, girl, the ticket prices is more than what I can handle. The way my bank account is set up. So I did do it the way my bank account is set up ticket for people who are like, I really want to get in the room, but my financial situation right now is not the best. And so I don't want anybody to be left out or left behind from a finance because it's finances. So I do have that ticket. And it is really just there for somebody who's like, I don't really got it, but I know I need to be in the room. So I have that ticket. So if you see the way my bank account, that's what that is. It's a ticket specifically for somebody who wants to be in the room, who needs to be in the room. I don't want finances to be a barrier. So I have a lower price ticket for those individuals. Okay. Any questions? Everybody on here, we're gonna make sure that our family is not in that $0 of wealth in 2053, correct? Like we have all agreed that we're gonna make sure that our family has what they need, get what they need, that we have what we need, that we have what we need to give to them for what they need. We good? Everybody in here can agree to that. We are going to get to the money. We are going to leave a legacy. We are going to be the generation that makes the change. We are not going to fall to the wayside. Not us. Not on our watch. Regina Lee said, yes, we are. Come on. Can I get a yes, we are? Everybody in the chat, can I just get a yes, we are? Or yes, I am? Or I am the one? Or I am the dream of my ancestors? Just something to let you, hey, what's up, Kevin Anderson? Also, let me say this before I let you guys go. If this is not for you, sponsor somebody. If you have a friend, a cousin, a family member, a brother, a sister, whatever, who you like, you need this, sponsor somebody. You can also sponsor someone. If you purchase a ticket on their behalf, just email us and we can change the name. So I've had a couple of people who have sponsored other people there who have said, you know what, this is great. I'm not there right now, or I don't have a business, or whatever the case might be, but my husband does, or my aunt does, or my cousin does, or my niece or my nephew does. And I want to sponsor them. All right. Hey, Kim. What's good? Angela says, yes, I am the dream. Come through. Hey, Kanisha. What's good? Listen, y'all are amazing. Y'all are beautiful. It's our time. It's our time. It's our time. Funding is not going to be the thing that keeps us back. And so of course, there's networking. There's a whole lot of stuff that happens at the Black Power Her conference. I'm just letting you guys know that our theme this year, what's up, Roosevelt? Dr. Roosevelt. I'm just letting you know what our theme is. Okay. Our theme is get to the money. Our theme is grants and financing and funding and credit and sales and mindset. Like that's the theme. But overall, it's how do we make Black businesses better? Creating a network of powerful Black people. Overall, that's what it's about. Okay. So I hope that you come and you get in the room. I'll be coming on here probably every day between now and that event, just kind of, talk to you. But today I really wanted it to be about understanding why I do what I do, making sure that we do not fall victim to $0 of wealth in 2053, because we're on the trend right now. If they're making $100 and we're making 15, that's 85. That's the percentage from 2017 that they said. So the trend is going that way. So we have to do something to change it. That is doing better business, starting a business, supporting a business. All right. I'm going to leave you with that. I appreciate you taking the time to hang out with me on today. I hope to see you at the conference this next weekend. Again, it is a virtual conference, so you don't have to fly anywhere. You don't have to be in the building. You don't have to go anywhere. And you can support someone else coming out to the conference. If you have any questions or you need me, you can inbox me, DM me. I am Dr. Lene Javette, CEO of Upscale Noir, business coach, monetization strategist. I'll see you guys later. Peace.